Miller Lite Stars at TV Bowling is presented in cooperation with the Kentucky Post, where on Wednesday, Kentucky Post Extra, competitors get serious about building a playhouse. That's in the Kentucky Post. We are back at LaRu Lanes here in Highland Heights and ready for game number 3. I'm Denny Wright along with Rick Hitt, our Cable One crew, and we hope you've enjoyed them so far, as we've had a couple real good matches. Mike Crail, the left-hander, defeated Tony Scholler in our last game and will now take on our high qualifier, Victor Osborne. Victor Osborne will get 22 pins and Mike Crail 0. Mike has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, Mike's going to have to make up the handicap. Right now he's doing fine. I think he's really got a little loose in the rhythm. At the end of the game, I felt he was throwing the ball better than he did in the early part of the game. He got the carry where Tony didn't, so we'll see if he can make up the handicap.
Victor qualified at Waltz with a 713 scratch, a 66-pin handicap for a 779 total to make the television program. His first appearance and his first shot, he leaves the bucket. 2, 4, 5, and 8.
A tremendous score at Waltz Center Lanes. Throwing a reactive ball with a lot of cup wrists. Going to get a good reaction there. Whether he can get that good reaction here on the wooden lane conditions is hard to say. I think what we're going to see is Victor's going to be capable of throwing some strikes when he hits the hole because of the rotation. But I also think you're going to see a lot more over and under and out of control play out of him. So if he can keep away from the series mistakes, he's got a chance to win this match.
Accuracy is the key to success
for
Victor.
The conditions and surface here aren't going to yield to his release and ball as much as they did at Waltz because of the synthetic lanes. He has to keep the ball in play.
Crossover for Mike Crail. Routine.
Tell you what, doesn't hurt any when you make a bad shot full of Brooklyn and you strike either. Mike's got a few breaks the first game that got him. He kept a string going.
Well, if they say if you make a mistake, make it a big one.
It's the kind to make.
That's exactly right. So Mike Crail starts off with a strike, trying to cut into the 22-pin handicap deficit that he has started off with. Nice double for Mike Crail.
The one thing I like about Mike's mental game is he makes a mechanical mistake and goes Brooklyn strikes. He definitely comes back and executes a good shot to double up. Take advantage of a mistake. That's terrific.
That's what's all about. Victor has been bowling for 10 years, and he's averaging 183. And it says here that his highest series ever is 713, which means his qualifying score of 713 was his highest series ever.
Picked a good time to do it, didn't he?
He sure did.
If you watch, we've got Victor throwing a orange piranha reactive resin ball with a lot of turn, a lot of cup wrist. He's trying to bank the ball, and it's a little bit out of bounds out there to the right, and he gets out there and he kind of hung in the lane conditioner, didn't get the ball off the pocket, but did convert to spare.
Would that perchance be a product of the Hits Pro Shop?
No, nothing to do with that one.
Is that right?
Unfortunately, no.
Shoot.
No hit factor in that ball.
Here I'm trying to give you all this publicity, and there's a lot of them out there, though. Yeah, these new...
if he doesn't win this match, maybe he should.
That's exactly right. Come down and see you. That was a good stroke.
I do the work on Tony Scholler's ball, but it had nothing to do with him losing.
Well, no, that's true. Take credit for when that's due and pass the buck. The bowlers for our next portion of the program are up to our left, warming up. Nice three-bagger for Mike Crail.
Tell you what, Denny, you watching Mike, the thing he got that Tony didn't get, he's getting this game is the pin carry.
And
that's the thing that I catch the dickens for all the time. And left-handers get good pin carry a lot of time. And
they do.
Boy, I tell you, you take a lot of dough for, you know.
It takes that something on the left-hander release, gets that natural rotation on the ball that makes the carry.
But there's a couple of things. Left-handers sometimes generate a stronger side roll on the ball than some right-handers, not all of them, of course. And because of the lack of ball on the left-hand side, the right-hand kickboards on the side of the pits down there, a little more lively. They're not as beat up, so you get a little more shakers off the wall. So there's an advantage sometimes, no doubt.
10-pin. That ball had a chance, came in a little bit light.
The first three that he got, he'd like to have that one also, I know, but he made a light shot and left the 10 pin, or 7 pin, 10 pin, excuse me, needs to make it. But he's made up some of the handicap already.
Paybacks are heck in this game, I'll tell you that.
They always get you back.
Nice spare conversion.
Well, if Victor doubles here, he keeps 11 pin lead. If he spares up, then he's only looking at a 2 pin lead.
We're down to a 2-pin match at this point. Victor with a slight lead, up on 14. He goes way out on 14, and that ball, I was too far out with that one. It just came way back. He was lucky he didn't have a split. 3-6-10.
Yeah, there again, the problem he had on lane 14 is similar to Tony. The back end's a little tighter, can't get it to finish, so he moves right, and with that much cupped wrist and rotation on the ball wants to jump on him. He's going to have a little more control problems.
Look out.
Yeah, that shot there, I think for Victor was just a shot that he got too big a hurry for.
Too big of a hurry, exactly right.
If you'll notice, he's making an equipment change right now to a urethane 2-piece ball as opposed to a reactive. I think it's a good move.
Went Brooklyn, left 5-pin. That's the only problem with changing equipment in the middle of a game, is it sometimes takes a roll or two to get used to the feel of it.
Right. If you haven't used that ball or been throwing a lot previously and aware of the reaction, you're going to have to take a frame or two to figure out what to do with it. I think he's going to get a more consistent roll off the ball, a little stronger, steadier hook. But he has to line up with it. What he's going to get, for the folks who are watching in, is with a 2-piece urethane as opposed to reactive, he's going to get a little earlier hook with a steadier, stronger hook as opposed to a longer ball that wants to skid and then snap real sharp at the end of the lane. Going to give him a little more control, I think, what he can do with it. Whether or not he can catch up, it might be too late at this point.
Nice stroke from Mike Crail.
Well, Mike's got a good game. You look at this ball, it's just right on target. I've been watching his best shots are right over the 9, 10, 11 board area, right in that area, second arrow. And he hit the target perfect and drills the pocket. But Mike's game is a good game in the fact he gets pretty good power on the ball and then he gets a lot of roll. But he doesn't over-rev the ball to create a big back-end snap hook that's hard to control. So right now he feels fairly confident on the lanes. He just keeps the ball around the 9, 10 board area. He's going to be around the pocket. Gets that ball inside.
He's on it right now.
Well, I tell you what, there's a shot that probably because of the build-up conditioner on the left side, he gets the ball in around the 12, 13 board area and the ball holds pocket and carries.
Right.
That's a big advantage for him.
There he is. Victor has that equipment change working to his benefit at this point.
It's definitely a better move. If you notice, a lot of the shots we watched earlier on the screens, the ball deflected to the right side of the pit as it goes off the back. Look at the blue beast.
Right.
Going off the left side, that means no deflection, total roll through those wet back ends.
On to lane 13. Across Brooklyn. Not quite 9-pin.
Another tighter condition on lane 14. The ball's working. 13's hooking a little harder. The ball's crossing on him. He needs to make an adjustment on that lane. Kind of crosses over on the Brooklyn side. Unfortunately, Mike's throwing strikes, so he's falling farther and farther behind.
Exactly
Victor
right.
is.
And a nice spare. Here's our score, 125 in the 6th, and a spare up in the 7th. Mike Crail working on a double. Can take a 24-pin lead if he should throw another one. And he does. Makes it look awfully easy.
Kind of got into a rhythm right now. He's rolling. Yeah, he's feeling good about what he's doing on the lanes, feeling confident, and that definitely helps your scores.
It sure does.
I had a lot of bowlers come up to me recently, talked about they haven't tried some of the reactive balls that are on the market, tried them out, and it just suggests they might stop in the shop this summer, especially we're running some clearances on some of the resin balls that have been out, some sales on them, and might stop in and experiment with one this summer, get ready for the next winter leagues.
That's right.
They are helpful to a lot of bowlers. Boy, Mike's locked.
Mike is locked. He certainly is that.
Well, if you remember in the first match against Tony, I was mentioned that he was a little, not as classic, a little out of balance.
Right.
You can just see him getting relaxed and falling in rhythm. He's a lot smoother to line now than he was in the first match.
He has a 34-pin lead in this match. Anything can happen, but should he go on and win this championship match against Scott Baker, should be a dandy. But I've learned over the years in this game, never give up early on anyone or any score until you're officially closed out.
Right. You shouldn't give up. I mean, Victor needs to be working here to convert this spare. Obviously, the count looks like he's out of the match, but anything can happen. I mean, 2 bad shots, 9th and 10th. They're not trying to, they wouldn't want to jinx Mike Crail, but anything can happen.
Anything
2 open
can.
frames, and it could put him back in the game.
Exactly right. So 141 through 7 and a spare in the 8th. And as you can see, Mike Crail is slowly putting it away. 7 strikes out of 8 frames. And the one he didn't get should have been, could have been.
Yeah, a lot of bowlers might be watching, seeing Victor kind of blowing into the thumb hole of the ball. That's not a quirk. He's trying to create a little humidity in the thumb hole, a little moisture in there to create a bite on the ball, keep the grip. A lot of bowlers get dry skin.
Right.
The cooler weather and the dry skin can create a slipperiness in the ball. So by blowing a little warm breath, moisture into the thumb hole, you can create a grip on the ball.
Mike Crail on 14. There he is. A little light, just a bit light. 3-9. This one could be a little tenuous.
I had a guy I bowled with several years ago used to do that a lot with a thumb hole. Well, the problem is he got too close to it. He kept a black ring around his mouth all the time.
3-9. Cross lane, nice conversion. That is a tough spare when you have that sleeper back there.
Yes, it is a little bit of a mistake, and you can chop it off real easy. So you don't want to take that one too carelessly.
36-pin lead, 207 to 161 for Mike Crail through 8.
Mike glancing up at the scoreboard, and he realizes all he has to do is just make clean shots. He's got this match locked up.
Basically, even if Victor goes all the way, Mike just needs 5 pins.
Victor's done a real good job. He's only had 1 open frame. He's filled his frames. I think he just had trouble getting a good reaction off the equipment he was throwing on this condition, and never did get locked on the pocket real well.
It's 227 for Mike Crail. First strike in the 10th, and that puts it away. So Mike will move on to our championship match. He has defeated Victor Osborne.
Victor's going to have his hands full. Mike shoots 237 and possibly 257 or 47 this game. He's not laying off. He's throwing some scores up.
He's not backing in. That ball, you can see the trajectory when he let it go. There's going to be a problem getting back.
The bowler see that shot there looks as good as any of the strikes he's thrown. The ball's right on target, hits the pocket. Why does it leave a 7-pin? Not bad luck. It's not really bad luck, just deflection. Ball rolls good, but if it doesn't catch a full roll when it gets the pocket, it'll deflect to the left. If you'll notice in the 3rd frame there, ball going off the left side of the pin deck, and that means deflection.
Cross lane to 7. Well, if you're going to miss it, now's a good time. 246. Mike Crail wins this match handily. 246. Won last match of 237. So that's not a bad day's work.
Okay, Denny, we got a nice crowd out here from LaRu this morning. This early in the morning, a lot of folks.
Sure do.
Awful quiet crowd.
They're quiet, but take them a while to get in with it.
They're all sipping coffee.
That's what it is. Need time for the caffeine to kick in. This is a mess, without question. The 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, and off in the channel it goes.
That was I'm in the way here. Let's get done and get off the lanes shot.
Yeah, that's right. That is the last shot for Victor Osborne. His short-lived first appearance, but at first appearance he did a nice job. He loses to a guy who was on a mission. Mike Crail shoots 246 to Victor Osborne's 181. We'll have our match coming up to crown this week's star, Mike Crail against Scott Baker, right after this word.